a startup is an experiment. This is the thing I think that trips up entrepreneurs the most. Is I often get asked, I travel around the world talking about this, people ask me, well, I'm in this kind of situation, should I really take an experimental approach? And the question I really think is very misguided. It's as if you get to choose whether or not you're in a situation of extreme uncertainty or not. But guess what? You are. It's not a choice. If you're building something fundamentally new, then you don't yet know who the customer is or what market you're going to be in or what features they're going to want. You are conducting an experiment. So it's your choice whether to acknowledge that reality, but it's not your choice whether to actually be in that reality. And when we think about startups as experiments, we got to say, well, what kind of experiments are we running today? See, the thing that's different about our time than eras past is that we can build anything we can imagine. So the question of our time is not can it be built, but should it be built? That's the question we should be asking. That's what experimentation in a startup is designed to answer. And yet we're not doing very well with that question. In fact, I would go so far as to say that we are busy wasting people's time on an industrial scale. And I'm not just talking about, any particular company, and I'm sure you guys, everything's fine and into it, but I keep going to other companies, and we were just chatting about this beforehand. I do workshops now. I talk to people who are working a new product, and I was this morning with a company that's 50 people, and the other day I was with a company that's more than 100,000 employees. I see the same issues in both places, and the issue goes like this. People thinking about experimentation, and they say, gosh, I've been working on this project for 2 years, sometimes 3 years. I was just with a company where there was a project that had been going for 7 years. And in 5 minutes, we're asking, gosh, does anyone actually know if people are going to want this thing when we're done building it? And they're like, I'm not sure. And people are starting to get nervous in the moment. Now, no one here is going to have this issue, so don't worry about that here. But in other companies, people are working on projects without knowing whether they're going to be successful in the end. And what was so interesting about it is I asked people in this workshop, why has no one bothered to find this out? And they're like, well, it's nobody's job. It doesn't, my business card is I'm on the software team, I'm on the hardware team, I'm a product manager, everyone's got a functional card that says I do my functional thing. And nobody's job is to actually make sure that the innovation is going to be successful, which is the classic entrepreneurs. In fact, one of the suggestions I make is that if you are in a big company and you do the function of innovation, your business card should just say entrepreneur on it, and your job is to do whatever it takes to make this project successful, no matter what your former functional role used to be.